Then we will come to our vertex shader. In the vertex shader, when the lighting is turned on, when the vertex lighting is turned on, we are calculating the specular reflection. So we will divide this condition into the options that we have provided to the user. So first we will take this instruction out and we will paste it here. And then we will say that if specular underscore map, if we are using the specular map, then sample a texel from this texture and use it in specular blend function. But if we are not using the map, which is no map, then we don't have to use specular map, and what we will pass is 1, so that it does not make final result to 0 when this function will multiply this factor with the remaining of the equation. And the third step is if specular Aniso. If we are using anisotropic specular reflection, then we will need the function that we have just declared. So we will copy this line and paste it here. And the value that will be returned will go inside specular color. And now let's start replacing these with the property names. So Aniso Aniso V, the tangent direction is something that we will sample from the texture. So float 4, because it's RGBA sampling, tangent map is equals to text 2D from tangent map, and we will use the same texture coordinate that we are using for main texture, which is oTextCoord.xy. If you want to create a separate texture coordinate to control the tiling and the offset, you can do that. But in this case, we are going to use the same texture coordinates. So let's pass this tangent map color as X, Y, Z for the direction. And for the normal direction, we are going to need O.NormalWorld. For the light direction, it's the same variable, light direction. View direction is declared as world space view direction, and the reflection property is declared as underscore reflection factor. Let's add a semicolon here. So that is the function that we are going to need to calculate anisotropic specular reflections. Now let's save the shader and go back to Unity to check if we have any compilation errors or not. So line 200 has undeclared identifier halfway direction. So it's not halfway direction, it's halfway vector. Save it, go back to Unity. And now we have two more errors, which is specular map and specular factor, which is in line 302 and 305. So these are the errors for fragment shader that we have not modified yet. So let's start adding those conditions in the fragment shader as well. So here are the instructions for calculating the specular reflection in fragment shader, and we will do the same thing. We will define these three conditions here. Paste them. I will cut these two lines, paste them here, which are the conditions for specular map. Similarly, we will replace this line of the second condition when there is no map used. And the third is the anisotropic reflection. We will switch O to I's. So we are using NISO-U as a property, NISO-V is property as well. Tangent map is coming from the sampled texture. Instead of O or I dot normal world, we will use world normal at pixel so that we get the value based on the setting user has chosen, whether they want to use normal maps or not.